Hey guys, Joe Small Home Off Grid Prepping. Welcome to the channel. So I'm doing a quick one here. I've been super tied up. You guys know we're in the e-commerce business, and we just opened up 5 new e-commerce stores. I'm going to include the links down on the bottom here. We have another Small Home Off Grid Prepping store that we opened up, so that gives us 3 of them right now. We have V's Cooking with Love, so now we have 2 of those. And then we have V's Fashion and Jewelry. We have SHOGP Art Gallery. I'll include the links down on the bottom here. We have a geez, I can't even remember the last name. I'm opening up so many stores I can't remember, but like I said, we now have V's Fashion and Jewelry. We have SHOGP Art Gallery. We have V's Cooking with Love. We have Small Home Off Grid Prepping. But like I said, I've been real tied up with that. I've been putting in like 16 hours a day, and I've had no chance to make a video here, but I wanted to address in the last 2 videos. I asked the questions, and some of you guys answered back as to why you thought this thing burned up, and I'm going to say that all of the answers were correct, okay? I was looking for something specific, and it was Larry who actually gave me the specific as to what I was looking for, but everybody else was correct as well as to what you said here. And we'll get into that in a minute. In the video before, if you guys remember, I had actually told you that there's something that looked wrong in the panel, but it wasn't. Okay, so I'm going to answer these 2 questions. I'm going to try within about a week. I don't know. I know I say that, but like I said, we're just so tied up with our e-commerce businesses here. Again, we just opened up 5 new stores. We actually have probably at least 1 more opening up as well. Another Small Home Off Grid Prepping on a different platform. So like I said, I'm super tied up with all this. But like I said, I wanted to do a quick video to address, the things that I'd asked you guys before. And in about a week or so, it might be a little bit more, I'm going to go through my whole entire system because like I said, so many things have changed. Like I said, I've given myself so many different options. I can run on the power company. I can run half on the power company, half on solar. I can run all on solar. I can run half on the generator, half on the power company, all on generator, half on solar, half on generator. So, I have so many options. Like I said, I'm just going to go through the whole entire system and do that video. But like I said, I wanted to address this over here and do a pretty quick video on this here. So what happened, let me see if I can find this thing here. Let's see if we can kind of zoom in a little bit. So you guys notice a couple things I pointed out to you. Okay, one, the wires didn't burn over here and over here. But this whole thing did burn up, okay? So if you're a technician and you're working in the field, okay, and you did a job like this, and then you have a callback, okay, and you go to the customer's house and you see this, you have to know what happened, okay? You know this burned up, you know you've checked it out, there's no other problems in the system, but why did this burn up, okay? You don't want this to happen again. That's just not good workmanship, okay? So you want to properly diagnose it and know what happened, and this is a very simple one, and I'm going to give you guys the telltale signs here. One, like I said, the wiring did not burn up, okay? So because the wiring did not burn up, the only 2 things that could have went wrong here is the connection could have been loose, okay? If the connection was loose, which my connections are never loose, so I knew right away, but still I double check myself. If the connection was loose, then the point of heating up and melting would have been more over along here, and it would have burned up the wire. You would have saw the wire melted and burned up. It didn't, okay? You can see, and you can see better on this one because this one didn't burn up. What happened here is this little slot right down inside of here that this fuse actually goes into, okay? You see this little pin of the fuse slides into that little slot right there. That is where the problem was, okay? That is where the weak connection was. It was right in there, and it caused it to overheat. And that is why, I see a lot of comments, especially I did arc faults on my panel. And I know, guys, arc faults, listen, I'm a master electrician, over 30 years experience. There's probably not many people out there that have had more issues with arc faults than I have, especially on older houses where you have shared neutrals. They're just not going to work, okay? But this is exactly what an arc fault does, okay? When you have a loose connection somewhere, if it's a wire on the receptacle, whatever it happens to be, anywhere within that circuit, if there's a loose connection, what it's going to do is it's going to create microscopic arcing, okay? Hence is the name arc fault. The arc fault will sense this microscopic arcing, and what happens is microscopic arcing will ignite the oxygen around it. It'll build up carbon, it overheats, and then it basically burns up the device. It's not something that usually does catch a house on fire, but again, anytime something in an electrical system burns, the potential's there, but it usually happens inside of a box that's fire rated, where your device is sitting and all that. But that is what an arc fault does, okay? So most of the time, if you have a problem with arc faults, okay, there is a specific reason for it. Sometimes you just have motor-driven appliances that just, they're a real pain with arc faults. They're real hard to get right, but eventually you could get them right, I'll tell you that. Whether it's a dishwasher or microwave, they're not easy. But most of the time, if you have a problem with an arc fault that's tripping, then there's something that's not right within the circuit. Okay, so arc faults aren't as bad as, you know, what they are supposed to be. When they're working correct, I have them in my house. I have no problems with arc faults tripping, anything like that. So, so yeah, that's what happened. Like I said, Larry, that's exactly the answer that Larry gave me. But everybody's answer was correct. You know, loose connections, overheating. So, you know, great job, guys. You all did, yeah, you gave me a really good answer. So, but like I said, that's what happened. That's why this burned up. There's nothing wrong in the system whatsoever. Everything's working perfect with this. It just happened to be a 10-year-old part that held fine for 10 years. So these things are spring-loaded. I'd say that it just basically lost tension. Somebody did say that it's a cheap part, and yep, that is it. It's a cheap part. An American-made part of this, you know, what this is, probably would have lasted forever. You know, I see American breakers that are 40, 50, 60 years old that still work perfectly fine. So, like I said, yeah, cheap part, but that's exactly what happened, guys. The bad connection, and this one's burned up here, but it was on this right over here where you see that slot, where that fuse slides into that slot, that's where the bad connection was. Like I said, if the bad connection was where the wire was tightened up, then this whole wire would have burned up over here. So, it wasn't. It's just bad connection right there. So, all right, so guys, that answers the first one. The second one, if you remember on the video before then, if not, I'll include it into the end screen, you know, the end screen videos at the end of this video here. Just stay to the end, and you guys can click on that and see it. I told you guys something. We're going to walk over there now, but I told you something looked wrong inside of that panel, but it wasn't. Okay, so let's go take a look at that. Okay, I'm just going to show this panel because I already put the cover back on this panel inside over here. So, yeah, but it goes in here. But, okay, what looks wrong but is not, okay, it's this neutral right up over here, okay? This neutral runs through here, comes through this pipe over here, and comes up into the panel over here. Now, had I done that, keep in mind there's a 30 amp breaker inside of here, okay, that feeds the transfer switch that's about 50 feet away, okay? So, had I taken the hot and run the hot over to that transfer switch, but then only ran the neutral from here, then I have about a 50-foot hot, and I have about a 3-foot neutral, okay? And that's going to create a redundant neutral. So yeah, that looks incorrect, but that is not the neutral, okay? If you actually look here, coming back from that other panel, from the transfer panel, transfer switch, actually, this is the transfer panel, but coming from the transfer switch, this is the actual neutral right over here that we're using. This neutral over here, I ran a heavier neutral over here, and you can see it's deceiving. It looks wrong because it's connected to the lug over here, and it runs into the panel over here, but like I said, that would make the neutral and the hot not equal lengths, okay? And your wires do need to be equal lengths. So they're going back and forth. But basically what I did, like I said, I ran a heavier neutral into here, so if I want to transfer any more non-arc faulted circuits in the future, all I have to do is connect them into the neutral in this panel over here, and they're already fed through this over here, okay? Those are not arc faulted, okay? Anything that's arc faulted, you see here, we got to bring the neutrals over, but if I decide, like I said, this one here at the top is a circuit that didn't require to be arc faulted, the neutral's still in the other panel. You see we didn't pull the neutral, we just pulled the hot, and that's actually the neutral that's connected to this over here. So that's why I ran a heavier neutral, and like I said, it is deceiving. That's why I told you guys it looks wrong, because it's connected to the main lug up here, but that actually is not your neutral. Your neutral is actually connected down on the bottom here. That neutral comes from the transfer switch. This hot comes from the transfer switch right over here. This, guys, is what's called a Polaris tap over here. It's just the way you make connections with wires. Okay, you see I screwed them in on the bottom here, and when you take off this little cap, I don't know if I can just kind of zoom in over here for you guys and see where to go. All right. It's kind of dark, I don't know, but you see there's a screw down there, and all you do is tighten up that screw right over there. So it's, you know, the wire goes in here, it tightens up, the lug pushes down. So that's called a Polaris tap. So that's what I decided to use to connect my wires over here. So like I said, this is not the neutral. This is a neutral that I basically ran from this panel over here, just in case I want to transfer non-arc faulted circuits in the future. It's the same thing with the ground. The ground is coming to this panel as well, so anything I want to transfer in the future, all I do is connect the neutral over to that, and I'm good to go over there. So that's what it was, guys. So like I said, I just wanted to cover those last two things. I'm going to do a video going through the whole entire system, like I said earlier. Again, we've just been so tied up with all of our e-commerce businesses, and they're getting busier and busier too as time goes by, and you know, we've been in business longer. You know, they're starting to do really good here. So, but like I said, we just opened 5 more. That gives us a total of 9 e-commerce businesses at this point. And like I said, we have at least one more, probably within the next month or so. I've actually already set up the account and all that. I just haven't had time to play around with it and start putting things on. But we will actually end up probably having one more as well for now. Of course, we plan on growing in the future even more than what we have. But that would give us 10 stores for now. But currently we have 9 stores. I'll include the links down on the bottom here for the newer ones. But again, we have a new small home off-grid prepping. We have a new V's Cooking with Love. We have a SHOGP art gallery, which just has beautiful, beautiful handmade paintings. And for our viewers that are, you know, from France and Australia, I know we have a lot of viewers from these areas, Germany, we actually not only offer free shipping in America, but we also offer free shipping on specific items that we could ship to these countries. And everything in our art gallery is things that we could ship over there. So beautiful, beautiful hand-painted arts, all originals. They're just gorgeous. And like I said, they're available for free shipping, not just here in America, but over in France and Germany. There's Australia we can ship them to, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Alaska. I forget what else. There's another couple countries out there. So they're on the listings, actually. So if you guys go to follow the link and go to the store, you'll see where we can ship these things here, because they're on each individual listing. Not everything we could. Then again, we have V's fashion and jewelry, and it's not just like costume jewelry, junk stuff like that. We set up with an incredible jeweler. I mean, we have engagement rings that are diamonds made out of just incredible, you know, high quality diamonds made out of the finest gold out there. And I mean, we have rings that run $7,000 to $8,000 out there. We have gold necklaces and bracelets, you know, that run $4,000 or $5,000. But then again, which I haven't put it on, we also have a line of inexpensive jewelry as well. So both options are there. So you guys know I'm about options, and that's how we set our stores up. Somebody wants to go buy a $3,000 or $4,000, you know, gold necklace, gold charm, gold bracelet. Well, that's on my store. Somebody wants to buy a $20, $30 charm. Well, guess what? It's going to be on my store. Not yet. So currently, 4 of the 5 new stores have 15 products each, but we'll be adding more and more every single day. So like I said, guys, I just wanted to go through here real quick. That's why I've been so tied up on these things here, but I'm trying to get more stable to make more videos here, you know, with all this stuff. But again, keep an eye out. You like what we're doing here, then like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share these videos, you know, with friends and stuff like that. And if you're not a subscriber, then like I said, subscribe. We're super close to moving into a next level where we get highlighted links and we can get a community tab and be more interactive with everybody out there. So like I said, guys, you know, subscribe, keep an eye out for the next video, and we'll see you on the next one.